Hey guys, welcome to the SimRacingPaddock. I'm William Marsh, and it is good to be back. It's been far too long since I recently done a video. There's just been a lot of illness going around where I live, and I got hit hard by that. And right when I was feeling better, I went to the Sharks game on Wednesday. Go Sharks. And they won and knocked away the Ducks. So that's honestly more why my voice is hoarse right now. I'm still recovering, but also my voice is kind of hoarse from that. But I still want to have some Friday fun. So let's do some driving. And I'm going to start off in Assetto Corsa, and I wanted to do some test drives. A lot of people have been asking me about the Need for Speed mod, and I had never tested that. So if you notice, there's a new Dodge logo. So there's the Dodge Viper RT10, and this is a model that was originally used in the original Road and Track Need for Speed game, I believe. So I wanted to give this a test. Go figure, there's no blue and white stripe though. That's a little upsetting. We'll just go with white with blue stripe though. And I've never driven this yet, so we will do that. And I'm thinking, since it's an American car, where is it? What was the name of that circuit? Black Hat County. I think that would be the smart choice, because this feels like something that would be in a Need for Speed game. So hopefully everyone is having a good week so far. My week has been pretty awesome. I have nothing really to complain about it. So let's fire this puppy up. Hello, Jabisa. How's it going? Hold on a second. Let me fire up my dash too. So set up for auto or Assetto Corsa. There we go. Whoops, I accidentally set this for triple screen. So yep, that's why it's off. We need to go back. So I was driving with triple screens earlier and I forgot to change the settings. So let's fix that real quick. Sorry about that, guys. Hey, Full House, I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there. Still got a bit of that, either cold, flu, whatever it was. Fever broke, so I'm feeling better in regards to that, but still just don't have the full energy that I normally have. Kind of upsetting, but it's life. But hey, we're here to have fun. That's what matters. So, the Viper RT10. We are going to need to adjust that field of view, I think. Yeah, so let's see, auto position. Or is it just that weird? Because this seems a very weird driving position. Oh, wait, I know the mistake. There we go. Okay. That was the problem. We were in the wrong camera angle. That's what threw me off. So, hold on. No, that will not work. Trying to match the field of view a bit. But yeah, it's interesting. So I think I might postpone my outright review on the Open Sim Wheel because, fun fact, they've essentially discontinued this specific model. So I emailed SimRacingBay, said, hey, I think it might be better to actually do the review with the with the new BIS C encoder that's coming out. So I'll do likely a video talking about some general impressions on this, and then for my full review, I want to see about doing it with a comparison with the BIS C encoder versus the SimCos one that is currently being used. But regardless, this still is an excellent wheel. Freaking love this thing. But there still are some negatives that need to be taken into account. For example, doesn't really work with all titles. It seems like it particularly has an issue with a lot of the, I won't call them mainstream titles, but for example, Wreckfest. That one, I had a weird issue where it couldn't find center on this wheel, where it would end up having center as like, I think 90 degrees to the right. So I had to hold the wheel 90 degrees to the left to be able to use it. But this wheel, I really am enjoying a lot. It is a great wheel. Really does a solid job of translating the forces. And I'd say another thing is the subtle effects. So transitioning from that smooth asphalt to this bumpy, beaten up tarmac, it really, you do feel those subtle effects more. And it's kind of remarkable because it reminds me to an extent like those small vibration motors in some of Fanatec's rims. You get that subtle effect from this big honking motor while still getting that brute force. Remember guys, your reminder to don't drink and drive. But this is always a fun road to test out road cars, and it really does give me memories of driving some of the older Need for Speed games. Now someone just needs to make a Cops and Robbers mod for AC. Or you could just make a cop livery and have people drive around like that. Similar to what they have in R Factor 2. But this car is nice handling, all things considered, considering this is a V10 powered muscle car. And sure, it has that sort of power oversteery feel, which you've come to expect, and then kind of understeering into turns. But I'm kind of surprised with how neutral handling it is, all things considered. For example, driving the RSS GT1 cars, this feels more neutral handling than that, because they had their own Viper GT1 race car that arguably should feel more lively because it's a race car, but this, it feels very nice. But yeah, feeling the rear end start to step out under braking, but being able to really manage that slip. They did a good job with this mod. Congratulations, filing account. I highly recommend you get the DLC. Honestly, the DLC is where you get the best content, in my opinion. I believe Humble Bundle might be still having a sale on the DLC, so you might want to check there. But I'd say Dream Pack 1, get that because Nordschleife. Dream Pack 3 has Brands Hatch, one of my favorite British tracks. And then Porsche Pack, because Porsche. Hey TJ, yep, I missed you guys too. I do not know this track. Let's turn on the map. But yeah, so as mentioned, I'm likely not going to do an all-out review of this unit as configured. I want to look into seeing if I can get the BIS-C encoder and compare it to this in a full review. And then I am going to also be doing a video soon because I'm upgrading my monitors. So for the longest time, I've been using the BenQ GL2460 monitors, which are 24-inch 60 hertz monitors. They use a TN panel, which is okay, but for triples, you notice a color shift. You'll notice a shift in color while driving because of the poor viewing angles associated with TN panels. So I scored a killer deal on Newegg for, it was AOC 27-inch IPS panels for $135 a piece. So I'm going to be swapping them out on this rig. I'll still use these triples on other rig reviews, but I am switching to the 27-inch monitors, which realistically, that was what was recommended for this rig by the guys at Heusinkveld. So I'm excited to see how that is. And I might do a comparison video talking about the differences between, say, a TN and IPS panel. Eero, did they unveil some new ones? I didn't see any new ones floating around recently. If they're not the any brand new ones, then I've seen them. But I didn't know they had any like brand new ones. And TM Gaming, I'm doing okay. Still recovering from feeling sick, but it's like well enough to be back racing. Actually, yesterday I did an official race. Whoa. Dang it. I did an official race in iRacing, the K&N series. And that was a lot of fun. Some good racing. Oh, they released new ones today? Okay, I'll take a look at those in a little bit. Yeah, I just woke up about an hour ago, so... So we'll take a look at them. But yeah, that's exciting. Finally, something new from the ACC front. But yeah, I like the feel of this car. So if you're interested in trying out this car, it's available on Race Department. It is the Need for Speed Class B car, I think. So it just comes with this Dodge Viper RT10 right now, and then I believe it's coming out with a Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 C4. So that'll be exciting. But did any of you guys actually play the original Need for Speed game? The Road and Track presents the Need for Speed game. I never actually played it myself. When I had a PS1, I played the original Test Drive and Test Drive 2, but I never actually played the original Need for Speed game. And whoa, lock up. But yeah, also I just want to take a look at the model of this car real quick. So let's take a look. Pretty nice looking, all things considered. I mean, this is a third-party mod. Pretty solid high poly count. I mean, you can see some lines, but the detail in the rim, you can see the lug cap. I don't know if it's exposure or let's see something. Let's bring up the exposure a bit. I can't really see anything in there. But yeah, I freaking loved this car as a kid. This would have been one of my favorite cars. I love the fact that the exhaust came out the sides. And my uncle, he has a Mustang that has side exhaust, and he's always like, don't step on that after I've driven because that would hurt your feet. But yeah, the RT10 brake caliper, beautiful car. And here's something telling. This Viper RT10, that's actually modeled. That's not a livery. That's actually part of the car model. You can see it jut out a bit. Same thing with the logo. You can see it poking out a bit. So they did a great job making this model. So we will now, first, let's take a look at those new ACC screenshots. So Facebook. Let's pull up the ACC page. Okay, it looks like there is a new batch of screenshots. Oh, snap. Okay. That looks pretty awesome right there. So, pit speed limiter and this, is this Imola? Our round 2. Where's round 2? Hold on. Live timing, this should say. Oh, it's Monza. Okay. So Monza is back in, of course. Wait, that's not ACC. That's just normal AC. Okay, here's the new shots. Oh, man. Okay. I can feel that. That looks freaking beautiful, if I say so myself. And then the full field at Monza. Looks like we, do I see any new cars? I see Ferrari, Porsche, Mercedes AMG, Audi. Not really seeing anything new off the top. Then there's the Lamborghini Huracan. But, oh man. Looks like this photo might have been a little after the rain. Maybe simulated. Or that could be rubber laid down. Either remnants of rain or rubber laid down right there. And then the AMG GT3 versus the Audi R8. And, oh man. This does look really nice. It really does. And you can see positioning numbers here. So, or is it A49, A33? Or it's A49 or A39 or something like that. I don't know how the numbering system in that works. But yeah, so here the numbers are all zeroed out, there and there. But yeah, okay, it looks like these are puddles. This is rain. Look at the detail in there, the reflections. That is remarkable and looks pretty darn accurate. And you can see the rooster trail getting thrown up there. For ACC, I heard that early access should be around summer, I think. Then the Audi versus Lambo. Sibling rivalry, maybe? Okay, so here's a theory. Theory. I am not confirming this or anything, but you see 22, 29. There's no A there. And here it says Pro. So I wonder if there is going to be pro class and am class. So for the amateur class. And those are just the numbering for pros. Don't see anything off the top of my head that says amateur, but it could be something they're still working on. But yeah, so all this says 0 and then the number. But I wonder, that could be it. Because 015. Here it says A49 and A33. Maybe that's for the amateur numbers? Could be interesting. So there could be the Pro Am series. But, oh man, gotta admit, this looks freaking gorgeous. And then you can see here, it's when the track is pretty well saturated. You can see just diffused reflections. That would be how I would call it. So yeah, I'm excited to see this, but we'll see how it is when it actually comes out. Wait, Avicii died? Whoa. Whoa. That's sad to hear. Well, rest in peace, Avicii. Okay, another screenshot from Marco Massaruto. Having this livery in Assetto Corsa Competizione sounds like when Stallone mentions Schwarzenegger in his movies. Okay, this looks pretty darn retouched, but still gorgeous. I mean, look at the detail in the brakes and like the rim and the side exhaust and everything. Freaking looks beautiful. And my assumption is easily they would be setting it up for the 2018 spec. So I'm guessing the Nissan GT-R GT3 that we have currently would be maybe like 2015 spec. So seeing that and seeing the improvements, so I'm excited for that. So we tested out the Dodge. Now let's go to the Ferrari. So the one in the mod that we just downloaded, where would that be? The 512, I think. The 512 is the Need for Speed one, I think. Yeah, you can see the slight difference compared to the official Kunos ones. And for here, I think it's more fitting we take it to an Italian circuit. So let's take it to Monza. For the heck of it, let's do the full course. See how this car handles it. Ford Escort 1600 RS on Brands Hatch. Yeah, that's a good combo. Wait. There we go. Okay, this is a beautiful model too. But yeah, definitely sad hearing that news about Avicii. I still remember when that song first came out, and I'll admit, so flippin' catchy. So this mod uses the official Kunos sounds. So good quality sounds, not the best, but they work. So the sound should be familiar. I think there's another Ferrari V12 powered car in Assetto Corsa from this era, so at least it's believable. But oh man, I like the feel of it, and I think it is partly because of this wheel. Like, just feeling the subtle nuances of the bounces and the jumps, not just those leaps in the wheel you see, but just sort of the rumbling feeling. Whoa, okay, that was a bit of a violent hit. Okay, there's no 6th gear in this car, it's only 5 speeds. So I don't know what speed we takes it, so I'm gonna lift here and drag the brake. Little over rev, and that broke the rear tires free and in the wall. So you gotta be more careful there. Might need to stay in 5th gear for that. Slideways. Back on track. That turn always gets me, no matter what car it is. I need to learn to get that a little better. But the next car is the one I'm honestly the most excited to test out. So I'll keep it a surprise for a minute, but we'll do a couple laps here and then jump to the next car. Well, it's remarkable seeing how Monza largely stayed the same over the years, but also how drastically different it is. For example, here, it's now just a wide sweeper. And then Parabolica, save for maybe the runoff now, is largely the same. Yeah, it's very similar still. I mean, less runoff and you would die if you flew over there. But it's awesome seeing this era in automotive history still pretty well intact. So we'll do one more lap because these are long laps. Want to make it a clean lap though. Flat out. You can just see how the wheel's jumping. Hey, Polly. Hope you're doing well. Rest the hands for a minute. 185 miles an hour through this insanely bumpy section. That's almost, I think, as fast, maybe faster than what those Formula 1 cars did back in the day. And you can just hear that screaming engine. So you can see we didn't over rev it this time, so the tires are still gripping the track pretty well. We didn't lose traction there. Whoa. Oh, that was a nice slide. Catch that slide. There we go. TM, I'd say R Factor 2 is definitely in the fight. Maybe even winning in some ways. Because, in my opinion, R Factor 2 does a better job of simulating racing. Assetto Corsa does a better job at simulating driving. R Factor 2 has a better rules package, better setup for races. You have the driver swaps, you have time of day, you have weather. So it does a better job at really doing conducting races. Jup, this is the Ferrari 512. It's part of the Need for Speed Group A mod for Assetto Corsa. You can find that on Race Department. Filing account close, but no. That's actually a different circuit. So differences between racing and driving. Racing, you're driving on a track with other cars looking to get around the track faster than the other cars and be the first one across the finish line. So that is the simplest explanation. But racing, I mean, I'm driving on the track right now. So I'm just driving, minding my own business, kind of lackadaisically, just having fun. If I was racing wheel to wheel with other cars, it's a completely different mentality. You are thinking corners ahead. You're thinking, how can I set my car up to pass the car in front of me? Or how can I prevent the car behind me from setting up a pass on me? It's that mentality, and also thinking about the weather. Thinking, okay, so it's sunny, but in a half hour, it's forecast to be rainy. So how do I compensate for that? How do I plan for that? When do I plan my pit stop to switch to wet weather tires? It's that idea, and also just taking into account the rules. You're not going to be Jimmy Punterino and punt someone out of the way if you know you're going to get penalized for that. So, actually, R-Factor 2 doesn't have really that great collision contact penalties. If you're in a league, you might, but with the way it is set up in R-Factor 2, I think it does a better job at simulating a racing environment than it really does in Assetto Corsa. TM Gaming, it is not a DLC. You can get it for free from Race Department. It is free. It's 2 downloads. So this, the Viper is part of the Group B. And then the Ferrari and the next car I'm going to be testing is Group A. So we're going to the next car. And it is another Italian. It is the Bull. Are we going to mess with the Bull? Or wait, is it here? The Diablo. Yes. We are going to dance with the devil. The Diablo. So let's go. Let's see. Let's go big. Let's test out the Nordschleife. Jimmy and I are friends, so I think I've earned the right to rib him a bit. But yeah, Jimmy and I, we've been friends for like 4 years now, maybe. Okay, let's hear the sound of this puppy. It's okay. Not great. Not horrible. That's the way I describe it. TM Gaming, sorry to hear that. I've been totally missing my races lately because either I was sick or I had something come up. For example, last week I was sick. This week I had the Sharks game. So, the sounds for this are pretty good. Sounds of this are pretty good, and it seems to be missing something, though. And I think it's because it's using the official Kunos sounds, because I thought the real life car had a more vicious growl. This sounds kind of tame in comparison. So really tame. Because I remember hearing sound bites of the Diablo, especially the Diablo VT, and it was like, whoa! This is more cool. Yes, Luciano, go Sharks. They swept the Ducks in 4 games. Booyah. And we'll beat Gamer Muscle's dirty, filthy Penguins too. Honest opinion about GT3. It's a fun series, but at the same time, it is missing some of that fire. It's some of that that rawness. GT3 is almost, I think, too calculated. It's too refined in some ways. But one thing I do like about it is there is a large spread in the manufacturers. We have Porsche, we have BMW, Audi, Lamborghini, Ferrari, AMG. We have all of these different manufacturers with different car types. So that is an awesome thing to see. And realistically, when they get the BOP set, it is good racing. For example, actually technically I don't think this is GT3, it might be GTE, but there was the 6 hours of Laguna Seca, and it came down to a last lap battle, and then there was a last lap crash because they were racing hard. And then so it's ideas like that that make for good racing. And ouch. But yeah, the real sounds of this are far more aggressive. I'm a little disappointed right now. So, let's see. One more car I want to test. One more car, I think. Actually, 2 more. So, yeah, I went on a bit of a downloading spree after this because, thank goodness, I just got gigabit internet, and I also have unlimited data, so I'm happy with that. So I just downloaded, it's the Caterham Roadster 500, and it's fictional based off of the R500. So it's a fictional livery. I know this would be Jimmy Broadbent's favorite livery. Ooh, that looks freaking awesome. But Merca! We're going with Tron. That is a beautiful, beautiful livery. And let's see. Where should we take it? We'll have a spa day. And then after this, we will see if there are any sim racing system events open, because there might be. Yeah, feeling sick sucks, guys. I don't really recommend it. But comment, that looks pretty nice. And interesting, they have that arrow cover on the side. So, interesting setup options. Only semi-slicks are available for this car. Okay. I would have loved to try it with road tires. Ooh. Sounds are nice. I don't really have any setup right now for GT Sport at the moment. So, sorry. Can't really do that. So this car actually has a semi-auto gearbox, I remember reading in the settings, so you don't need to heel and toe, I don't think, but whoa, okay, that got a little light over that crest. So let me see if it has an auto blip, though. It does. Nice sound, though. Slideways. BMW Z4 GT3 was my favorite sounding race car of all time. It was just, it sounded flipping amazing. But then it's just like replaced with the M6, it's like, blah. So the sounds of this, if you've ever driven Automobilista, this is reminding me of their four-cylinder, or not, the Formula 3 sounds, which use the four-cylinder engine. The downshifts are actually surprisingly good in this. So I have to give him credit. The sound, like the guy who modded for this car, he did a great job. This would be a blast to drive in VR. I need to get my VR set up again. I have so many USB ports used up on my computer. I actually need to add a new PCIe card to add more USB 3.0 ports. It's funny. Finally count. Thank you. Thank you for that. And we're burning out in celebration. Thank you. Thank you. I think that's one of 3 donations that are available, like 3 donation animations. So if you want to find out the other ones, you can try donating and find out. But thank you for that file lane count. But yeah, this is the R500. So you can see why this is breaking traction so much. The other Caterhams are more neutral handling. You can tell this is more inclined to power on oversteer, I think. And then at speed, it's almost generating lift. But yeah, so here we'll conservatively enter, but then I'm going to stab the throttle and show you the power on oversteer. Let's see. Do I prefer Forza or Gran Turismo Sport? For wheels, I've preferred Gran Turismo Sport. Gamepad, Forza. I'll put it that way. Finally count. Aw, come on. Same animation. Streamlabs, which is the company that processes all those animations and stuff, it seems like it's troublesome at times. For example, for the subscriber notifications, it had this issue where I had 4 animations set up, and it would only show one, which was upsetting. But I think I finally resolved that. So if you guys haven't subscribed already, you can check that out. It is ridiculous that last year's WRC7 eSport champion used a gamepad instead of a racing rig. That's one of my concerns about eSports, because with the way eSports are set up, so think about it, say League of Legends, everyone is using the same mouse and keyboard, I believe, largely in professional esports competitions. Since it's not as well moderated in the sim racing community, you can largely use whatever you have available. So people are able to be faster with gamepads. I had a guy in an iRacing league. He was, I think, paralyzed from the waist down, and he used a gamepad and was able to win races with a gamepad. And he was good. And I think that's kind of different criteria. But I think for professional esports competitions, it should be similar to the way Gran Turismo Academy does it, and also the Visa Vegas E-Race. They supply the cockpit. They supply the wheel and pedal set. So, looking at that, where you have the companies provide the wheel and pedal set, it's similar to, say, what like NASCAR does with restrictor plates. So you are using a competition mandate where you are able to set the even playing field. But yeah, it's tricky. That could be an interesting topic for a video, so I might look into doing that later. Wait a second. I think I know why the other animations aren't coming up. The other animations, I think, are part of the super chat, not the Streamlabs donation. So if anyone wants to contribute to the super chat, you can see the other animation. Slideways. This car is just such a ragged edge. Such on the ragged edge that if you lose that slip, you're gone. Thank you for subscribing, that MKK. Thank you for that. Go Sharks. So we have one more car. It's the Seat TCR 2018. So there's the Super Cup Series, but now there's the 2018 race car that I wanted to test out. Or wait, is there a sim racing system race? Thanks, Brian. Ooh, Mugello GT3. Yeah, let's do that. So, let's see. What car should I pick? I wish Maserati would make a new MC12 so they can make another GT race car off of it. I'm wondering Porsche or Audi. TM Gaming, you download the Sim Racing System app, go to Options, General, scroll down UI Modules, and then you check Sim Racing System. Z4 is a little slow at Mugello, I think, unfortunately. Or else I would definitely pick that. I haven't done much racing with the Audi, though. So we have 24 minutes. 26 people signed up. Not bad. Hold on a second. It's getting kind of warm. Okay, so for the heck of it, we'll still test out the Seat because we have 24 minutes, but we'll do it at Mugello. SRS for AC is a lot more user-friendly install than R3E. Yeah, I think with the architecture of Race Room, especially being a more closed-down ecosystem, it is a little more difficult. i8 GT3, that would be an interesting option. So I have not driven this car either, so looks like the real car uses paddles, but I'm a little too lazy. So this is a front-wheel drive car. So heavier steering in the front, on the throttle, lightens up. I unfortunately have not tested out NASCAR Heat 2. I might pick it up on sale and take a look at it. I just never felt compelled at all to test out NASCAR Heat 2. I am planning on doing a rant video talking about NASCAR though. That should be interesting. Where it's, in general, NASCAR, growing up, I loved NASCAR. Granted, I also grew up in Oklahoma, which is south, but I just grew up into NASCAR. I grew up enjoying like Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt, Mark Martin, but recently it's just I haven't really felt too compelled to watch NASCAR at all, which is unfortunate because there's so much potential for NASCAR. But in my opinion, Brian France, he's just been running the sport into the ground. And it's sad to see. It's sad because they could have done so many great things with NASCAR, but they're throwing it down the gutter for what? To try to be more popular than football or things like that? They are really, they're alienating their user base. Not user base, but their fan base. They are trying to appeal to so many people that it's leaving like a lot of people out. The stage format's garbage, in my opinion. Because auto racing in general, like the NASCAR races, are supposed to be endurance events. They're supposed to be strategic events that are for the racers to plot out the path over a 500-mile span. And with the stage racing format, it really does throw out a lot of that strategy and element. And then on top of that, the chase. I mean, the first format of the chase was okay. The first one was okay, whereas top 12 drivers, they compete. But then when they started adding elimination rounds, and then also the finale. The finale is garbage. Because theoretically now, a race car driver could win 35 out of the 36 races in a season. Then they get taken out at Homestead, Miami, and they lose the championship. It's just, why? because a playoff format works okay for one-on-one competition. So, say, NHL hockey, playoffs. Each round is one-on-one. There is you and the other team. But the NASCAR playoffs is flawed because of it's being you, the other playoff contenders, and then also another 13 to 14 drivers on the track. So it doesn't work nearly as well as ball and stick sports. That's one of my main problems. And will they ever go back to a more traditional points format? Likely not, but the elimination format has to go. The stage format I don't like, even though everyone else, like on the NASCAR media team, says it's one of the best things since sliced bread. I'm just not a fan. It does not appeal to me, and it's frustrating. So that's kind of my format, or not my format, but my thoughts on the matter. But I might try out NASCAR Heat 2, but I do want to make another rant about NASCAR video games, because it seems like NASCAR video games have also kind of lost their way. For example, there's the golden age of NASCAR, where it's like Richard Petty, Cale Yarbrough, I think David Pearson, all those drivers, the 70s, 80s, where unfortunately, with the way NASCAR games and a lot of racing games in general are set up, you don't get to really relive those classic eras. So, for example, NASCAR 2003, they had the Era War 88 mod, but also at the same time, they were restricted to, I think, using Cup physics. So 2003 NASCAR physics. And it was frustrating because there are so many great eras of NASCAR that it seems like NASCAR games just look to avoid. You're not going to drive a Superbird in a NASCAR game. It's sad. Baza, no, because we have NASCAR Heat games on consoles and PC. It's a non-exclusive license, but it's... They need to make a good NASCAR game that appeals to the NASCAR fan. Mark 13, this is a Assetto Corsa. This is a Assetto Corsa. But for NASCAR, it's something where NASCAR Heat 2, from what I've heard, it's an okay game. It's okay, and part of the reason is it has some variety. It has the Truck Series, it has the Xfinity Series, it has the Cup Series, which is nice. It gives you some idea of progression. But look at some of the other games out there. One of the best non-Papyrus games was NASCAR Thunder 2004. And one of the coolest parts of that was you create your own race team and you manage it. You gain the sponsors. You have to pay for cars that you have to pay for your car. If you wreck it, you have to repair it. It takes time to repair. And you don't really get much of that in any other racing game. But it's tough. So we'll see how future NASCAR games go, but I'm still very concerned. Because, I hate to say it, but for oval racing on PC, iRacing is your best bet right now. And it's far from perfect. It's expensive. For example, buy, I think it's 20 tracks or so for the Cup Series, and then 3 cars. You're looking at about $300. But then subtract like 20%, so you're looking at around $250 for everything, I think. I could be mistaken, but yeah, say $200 to race NASCAR in iRacing. But then that's also not even taking into consideration that you need to progress through the license system. So the licensing system in iRacing requires you to progress from rookie to D to C to B to A, which is nice, which in theory, but in reality, it causes a lot of problems. It really does make it where you have to essentially be forced to climb through their ladder. And it's kind of frustrating where you have to buy everything above rookie. Just about everything above rookie. So, realistically, if you wanted to race in the NASCAR iRacing series and that full season calendar, you'd be looking at close to maybe $400. Yeah. And that's not even counting the subscription fee. So that's the tough part. It is one of the best oval racing titles, but it struggles. So the alternative, or one good alternative I'd say, is R-Factor 2. R-Factor 2 has a great oval racing system. It does punish you for driving badly. You have to manage your tires and stuff, but the majority of content there is third party. It's not laser scanned and created to the level of precision that it is in iRacing. So that's the trade-off. Okay, it's 11:48 right now, so we'll do one more lap and then we will wait for the sim racing system race to start. But yeah, this Fiat is a great feeling car. It is front wheel drive, so it's an acquired taste. I'm not the biggest fan of front wheel drive race cars. Talk to Jimmy Broadbent about that. Or Gamer Muscle. But it's a good feeling car. But it's interesting, that idea of driving TM Gaming. Unfortunately, I don't really. I have a G27 I haven't tested yet. I'm making a video about it, but I'll have to check it out later. But here is one of my things about iRacing. In 2008, that subscription model worked. Because, in terms of the racing and competition model, iRacing was unmatched. In terms of the quality of the content, iRacing was unmatched. But the problem is, it's now 2018, 10 years later, and now Assetto Corsa, almost every track is laser scanned, and the cars are built to a near same level, if not better, than iRacing. Race Room has a similar pricing model, and though the tracks aren't laser scanned, they're still at a very high level of fidelity. And you can get all of the content in Race Room for $69, roughly. So that is another way that iRacing is beaten out. R-Factor 2 has the best physics, in my opinion, but other things need to catch up. And they are actually catching up. That's the thing. That's what I'm excited to see. R-Factor 2 is progressing in a way I am enjoying. So that is something that needs to be taken into consideration. And iRacing, it has progressed in leaps and bounds, but it is using an antiquated subscription-based system that I think is ending up hurting it. Because theoretically, if iRacing had a bundle which was, hey, buy all the content for $500 or maybe even $300, people would pounce on that. Because iRacing has a great spread of content. They have a monopoly in terms of oval racing. They have the Legends cars. They have late models. They have street stocks. They have K&N. They have truck. They have Busch. They have Cup. They have dirt racing. No other modern current generation racing title has oval racing or dirt oval racing. And it is tough. It's tough to justify the price. And I know it's the idea of iRacing is a service, not us. Like, they gotta also distance themselves away from that. Because realistically, it is a sim. It is it is a sim. It is something where you are paying, a subscription, but the service element isn't nearly as exciting as it used to be. Where, I jumped into iRacing with both feet back in 2011. I want to say in 2012, I drove, 200 races in 2012. And it is something where, I just jumped in, I blew paychecks on it, and I will admit I was hooked. I remember at times my mom storming into the living room saying, "Will, it's 3 a.m. Stop driving." Granted, also at that time I was driving with a Logitech G25, so literally turning the wheel was like... But then also, when I started working at Inside Sim Racing in 2014, it kind of forced me into testing out all these other titles. So I was testing out Assetto Corsa, testing out R Factor 2 more, and driving all these other titles and then realizing that looking through iRacing with rose-tinted glasses wasn't the smartest thing. Because realistically, other options are better. But where iRacing really does it right is the competition model. The competition model for iRacing, albeit flawed, is one of the best out there. I'm not a fan of the way the incident points are doled out. I don't mean get rid of them entirely, but adjust it. For example, off tracks. 2 off tracks. So driving wide out of 2 corners in iRacing's eyes are seen the same way as running into a corner and hitting a wall head on at 200 miles an hour. That's an issue. Going wide 4 times in a race is seen as the equivalent of causing a 20-car pileup. That is a flaw. And I think it's something where it should be reevaluated. Sure, there's the if it ain't broke, don't fix it mantra, but a lot of people feel it is broke. There are issues that need to be addressed. Will they be addressed? Probably not. Maybe until people start just going away. So, if Assetto Corsa Competizione... tongue-tied. If Assetto Corsa Competizione does a good job, I could see it drawing away iRacing's GT3 crowd. But the problem with ACC? Not enough content. it's going to be a GT3 only game. That's an issue. Will we see GTR3 pull people away? We don't have much information about it. Will we see R Factor 2 draw people away? They need so much more content, it's not even funny. Hello, Gamer Muscle. How's it going, man? You joining in this race? Let's see. You're ranked above me. Oh, you're not in here. Come on, man. But yeah, we're in a bit of a rant mode, but hey, those can be fun. GM is one sweaty boy. 27 degrees Celsius in your room. Hold on a second. What is 27 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit? Oh, wait, that didn't work. What is 27 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
Here is information from FahrenheitCelsius.com.
So, 80 degrees. Dang, man. Fun stuff. I'd say it's currently maybe... hold on, there's a... Or nope, I can't see the thermometer. It's blocked by some stuff. But I'd say it's maybe... 60 degrees Fahrenheit in here, so that would be maybe like 17, 18. What is 60 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius?
60 degrees Fahrenheit equals
15. Okay.
15.556 degrees
Called
Celsius.
it. Hey, a broken clock is right twice a day. So, Gamer Muscle, you gonna watch me epically fail? Huisman. That's my attempt. So what's interesting is, so guys, if you haven't watched Sim Racing Garage's review on the Open Sim wheel, I highly recommend it. I actually learned some new things about my wheel through that. So, I ended up tweaking some of my settings to his recommended amount. And wow, it really does bring this wheel to life. So, yeah. Porsche right behind me. Whoa. Little loose there. Hey, Gamer Muscle, you're one to talk, Mr. Cut Track. I forget, who won the karting event? And also, who won the GT race, I think? It is another line, but it's not the faster line. I did not use the full track on that exit. Little frame rate stutter there, but I'm okay. I have no clue how this race is going to go. Little oversteer there. This is Mugello, correct. I don't think I'm going to upgrade to the new Ryzen chips. I'm perfectly happy with my 1800. I mean, if AMD wanted to send me one to review, I wouldn't turn them down, but I also need to allocate budget to other things. But who knows? I might finish in Gamer Muscle's holy 7th number. That would be my projection. I'm usually a top 10 racer. Gamer Muscle, get a fan! Get some water, too. Dang, 4 seconds off? That's just insane. But also, Josh Martin disconnected. I wouldn't think he would disconnect. I could just imagine Gamer Muscle in the shower, drinking tea, watching the stream. Wearing Earl Grey swim trunks. I think this is going to be a tricky race. I don't see how I can get 4 seconds. Let me drink some water real quick though. I need it. Let's change our to softs. We'll do. Actually, yeah, let's do this. So we'll get, I think, 1 hot lap in. We got to make it count. Take everything Gamer Muscle says with a grain of salt, or should I say a grain of tea grounds. Guy behind me flew off the track. Kind of funny, he didn't even say anything about my Sharks hat. Whoa, that was a big slide. Hello, Stuart. How's it going? Let's do this thing. Well, Stuart, we were. He ditched us. I'm doing alright, getting over a cold, but I'll live. Or it's either cold or flu or something. But yeah, that knocked me out for like the better part of 2 weeks. Fun stuff. Yeah, full house, that's most likely what I had. Can likely do one more lap. Please don't run out this lap. I have a good lap going. Brake a little early there. I'm just qualifying now. No record here. Half a gallon left in the tank. Up to 11th. Whoops, wrong button. Oh man. We made it across the line with a little under a quarter gallon left. Let me think. How long is the race going to be? 20-minute race, okay. Fuel. So we are clocking 148. So let's see. Actually, no, we were clocking 152. Dang. Let's adjust some things, though. So, where is gears? Okay. That's good. We'll do 15. Alright, let's see, 16, that should be fine. Let's see how this feels. Because we need to adjust the setup. So gears, I wanted to make the gear ratio shorter, which in turn would make me able to accelerate faster because we weren't hitting top speed. So being able to adjust the gear ratios to make them shorter, that means you can accelerate faster and basically get to that red line a little quicker. I made the rear wing a little flatter, which means there's less air pushing on the rear, which means you can go faster. Or it's more aerodynamic, less drag, but that also means the rear end might be a little more lively. So yeah, you can see we were taking in 4th before, now we're taking this in 5th. And we're going to take this corner in 4th, I think. We'll see if this actually pays off, though. We're not going to get another lap, though. But we have a heavy fuel load. Thank you, Whipsby. Thank you for subscribing. I might actually need to turn down force feedback a bit. Little understeer there. Compromise this corner. You want to get a better exit out of this corner. I thought that this... I don't know off the top of my head. I thought the GT3 was a V8 car. Well, Stuart, I love my Switch personally. Breath of the Wild, you sink so much flipping time into. Also, being able to play the Switch on TV is pretty awesome. It does really sound like a V10. That's one of the things, though. Whoops. I don't know why I'm struggling so much at this track. Should be an interesting race. Because that feels like what I should have for performance. Let's drop the ride height a bit. So this would bring the car a little lower and like sort of give it a little more aerodynamics. Curb's really upsetting the car. Maybe we'll bring up the front, bring down the rear. That might be a good combo. $20-lap race. Let's see how this goes. 1 sec, though. Just wanted to adjust the chat for you guys. Not a good start. First corner's going to be wild. They're already 3 wide. And, wow, okay, okay. This looks like it went better than expected. Whoa, some contact. Whoa, Nelly. Okay. Did we really need that aggressive a block? It's the first lap, man. Oh, he just got punted. So keep in mind, we started 19th. But we got the best start of the race, apparently. Okay. Oh, man, that Beamer almost just punted me to next week. Wow, okay. That was pretty blatant. But, I mean, no, that Beamer driver, man. Yeah, I made a mistake there. I guess the Audi isn't a good track for this. Or the Audi isn't a good car for this track, I mean. But this is a 20-minute race. We'll let the craziness sort itself out. I don't know what the problem is with this car. Thought we had it set up pretty well. oversteer. Well, everyone should have more fuel. Oh, there's a spinner. Well, that Lambo just spun behind me. He went too wide. I'm in his draft, so theoretically I should close in on him. Whoa, okay. Okay. I might have squeezed him a bit. I'm gonna have to test out an experiment after this race. I want to figure out if this is the car or the driver being so slow. Because it could be either, realistically. Whoa! Whoa, that could have been ugly. Well, also worth mentioning, there are 3 Audi R8s, so... Whoa. Yeah, I understand. This is not the LMS 2016. This is the standard 2016. That's one of my concerns I have right now. That this car, as configured, the non-LMS version could be slower than the rest of the pack. The aero kit just might not be up to snuff. Granted, there's an Audi R8 right behind me. I don't think this is the Ultra. I'll have to see. This would be a good tell. Whoa, okay. I actually raised the front of the car, though. That's the interesting thing. But, oh my God, look at that Ferrari. What the? No! No! You're kidding me. We just get booted? We just disconnect. What a joke. What a joke. Well, that sucks. So we're Audi R8 LMS 2016. Okay, well, then why are we so slow? The Ultra got second place from what we saw. Blarg. So let's check something. Audi R8 LMS 2016 at Mugello. 152.219. So let's take a look at that. And then... so 152 time to beat. Let's go with the Z4. Because that's usually one of my preferred cars. And I just want to see how this performs. So we'll do a few laps, just standard layout. Hello, KQ. How's it going? Hold on a sec. Want to adjust some things first. There we go. I was, but I just had a server disconnect issue, which no bueno. So we just disconnected, and I'm comparing lap times right now. This feels faster, to be honest. To be perfectly honest with you guys, this feels like a faster car. even on colder tires. We'll see if it actually is faster, but yeah. Bad line, bad line. So let's see. Turn in. Miss that apex crap. Swing out. Turn in. Stay on the left. Whoa. Fudge. That's Bugatti Veyron logic right there. Cold tires, guys. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. This is the BMW Z4 GT3. This is actually, I think, my first time driving it with a direct drive wheel. I'm on mediums. So usually it takes, I think, one more lap or so to get heat in them. So let's focus next lap and get a good one out. Okay. What the flip? I was in third gear. There's no way that the tire should have lost traction right there. That makes no sense. Finally count. We'll get a good lap in. Here we go. Going all out this time. Again. Totally botched that corner. $155 in race trim. Considering my qualifying trim was $152. That's interesting. So let's take this down to Q trim now. So we did 10 liters. So this is the same qualifying trim I did with the Audi. Cold, cold, cold tires. Get some heat in. He's getting back in. There we go. Nothing new to report on the field VR. Gear 2 in first corner, okay. Oh, dang it, I completely forgot. Forgot about that. Let me check something real quick. Just checking one thing real quick. Yeah, I'm on pace with my race trim. Ay, ay, ay. So let's just see. This is a fun car. I do need to get the Fonseca mod again. I really loved his sound packs. That's second gear. Man, these tires feel so cold. I'm actually going to change something real quick into SimuCube settings. Just changing one thing real quick. So... there we go. I was testing out some wheel settings that were from Sim Racing Garage's review of the Open Sim wheel. And now I just want to try something different. Except, wait a sec. Oh, degrees of rotation's off. My bad. 900. Save. That's why I looked off. There we go. I wish the real life Z4 had this engine. Okay. Actually, this feels almost better in my opinion. Okay, might be able to take that flat. I freaking love the real life sounds of this car though. See how this goes. I'm losing so much speed on the front straight though. You can just see it. So let's do this. I believe the BMW M3 E92 or the CSL had this engine. Totally missed my braking point. But you can see there's more acceleration now. That's what we were just saying, Full House. I think this should be a good lap. You can tell there's more action in this car. Whoa. So let's see what RPMs we get. Almost perfect gearing now. Whoa. Eye tracking could be an interesting concept if it's done right. Do you mean like eye tracking in VR? So I've heard like there's the idea of putting eye trackers in virtual reality headsets to track where the eyes are going, and that could be really valuable because sometimes it's more of the eye moving than your actual head. So now we got some decent heat in the tires. Well, matched my performance in the Audi. Kind of upsetting. Maybe Mugello is just one of my weak tracks. Kind of upsetting, but it's life. Track IR or track hat? I feel like the issue with track IR or track hat is that it's not one-to-one. So when you are looking around, it's exaggerating your head movements. That's one of the things I feel is kind of concerning about track IR personally. So let's see. Are there any more races coming up? Might have time for one more. That could be interesting. Oh, I missed it. Never mind. But yeah, okay, let's do one more test drive, and then I think I am going to call it because I'm getting hungry, guys. I am legit getting hungry. So we'll do a fun combo. Goof off a bit now. We'll do the Lotus 72D around the Nordschleife Endurance Cup. This is a great combo, and I haven't driven this with the OSW yet, I don't think. I have driven it with the sim steering, so can try to draw on a bit of a comparison and talk about that. Let's turn off this play capture. There we go. Go back here. Oh, dang, I need to change it to sequential. Hold on. Controls. 1 second. We'll be back in action. Let's check something real quick. I heard the SLS, yeah, it was more of a streamlined. So I will heel and toe for this. Move the mouse out of frame. Such a fun car, even though cold tires. Today's just on my day-to-day, I guess. Whoops. Here we go. So yeah, this is one of my favorite classic Formula 1 cars. Just such a fun vehicle. Early wing technology, so it has some downforce, but nothing like the crazier levels. So you do have to rely on mechanical grip and the feeling of the car. Also, it means you can catch slip angle pretty well. Or catch slides pretty well. That's what I mean. Woo. Crazy. It's crazy fun. Here we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Fudge. Don't hit the curbs with this car. It doesn't like it. Well, some of the curbs, I should say. I have a video of me driving that car in VR, I think, on the channel, Willem. Or is that the 1967 one? Or no, that's the Ferrari 312 67. There we go. I need to get something to eat. It's getting to me. That 919 Evo is insane. Loudest Ferrari, I think, is the 312T, I thought. I thought it was the 312T. Blood Wolf, the 312T is the official content. Coming up to the carousel. So much fun. So rough though. Oh, that curb was dangerous. No touchy the curbs. There's some that you can hit, but not those. Weirdest mod I've seen for Assetto Corsa, I made a video of it. It's the Flintstones car. Yabba dabba doo. Yeah, I believe it's on Race Department, so you can check it out. I don't know if it's fully compatible now. With all the changes in the Assetto Corsa, it's, yeah. Well, there is a horse mod for the original R Factor, where you ride horses. I don't think Track IR is really worth it. I'd say save money, get triples or something. Wait. Jimmy lapped the Nordschleife in the 9:19 in 5 minutes? Dang. Well, Willem, there's already Rainbow Road. We're flat out, flat out, flat out. Still holding flat, still holding... And brake. Too late. Dead. Full house because it was done likely in the course of 3 hours, I bet. Okay, that was a eventful lap. But I am wiped. So I'm going to sign off and I'm going to get some food. But guys, this was a lot of fun. I want to work on some videos, some opinion videos soon. So those should be coming up maybe in the next few days. As mentioned, I'm likely going to postpone my review of the OSW because I want to test it out with the new encoder, which is coming soon. So... we will look into that. And then, yeah, I'll take a look at the 919 Evo mod. Sounds like fun. So, yeah, guys, thanks for watching. And stay tuned for some more streams and videos.